here we have a cylinder leak down tester that we'll be using in our Integra build series to figure out what's going on with the engine on that car. But here it is. This is a leak down tester from Amazon. It was about $26 when we purchased it at the time of this video. We'll link that leak down tester in the description in case you want to give it a try and see if it works for you. But pretty much we have a compression tester, and all that's going to do is tell us if there's compression in the engine, but it won't tell us exactly what's wrong with the engine. So we have that, and in our Integra build series we didn't use the compression tester, but we did determine that the third cylinder wasn't working, but it is getting fuel and spark. So then either our assumption now is either that the cylinder or the piston rings are bad in that car, or the valve is stuck open and the compression tester won't tell us which one is bad. So we're going to use this leak down tester to try to figure that out. And then we also have a endoscope to use once we do the leak down test, and we could determine if it's either the rings or the valves, and then we use the endoscope to inspect it before we actually tear the whole thing apart. So here's the leak down tester. It comes with a 14mm, sorry, it comes with a 12mm adapter and a 10mm adapter. So then depending on what your car uses, you could double check to make sure that you have the right fittings for your car. And this one is a 14mm. So there are some reviews on this leak down tester itself that people had complaints about, but from my inspection here, it seems to be okay. Like the quality of this doesn't seem bad at all, and I was trying to compare it to other ones that cost more, and they look to be pretty similar. I mean, this is a crimped hose here, and then the end adapter doesn't rotate. So some people claim that it didn't, once they put it on, they weren't able to get it off, but this seems to be pretty solid here. I mean, the only thing flexing is the hose. And then you have your gauges here with a quick release. And then on this end is where you put in your air and your air regulator. But the block itself too looks to be in decent quality. I mean, this has a good amount of weight to it, so it doesn't feel like the parts are super cheap compared to other things I tried out there. So I mean, worst case, maybe the regulator could be better, but these are, looks like standard, what was that, 1/4 NPT, so you could probably replace this if it ever does cause any issues. But there's a leak down tester, and then I'll just go over some specs with you. So this tester allows for you to test between 45 to 100 psi, so just make sure that it'll fit and work with what you're trying to do here. And then once you basically set this up, you would use this hose into your spark plug hole, make sure that you have the engine rotation to where the valves aren't open, and then you attach this to the other end of that, hook up your air hose, and then you could set the PSI according to what you're trying to get it and test it at. And then over here you'll see the gauge of how fast or how slow the air is leaking out. So that's pretty much it. I mean, this looks like a pretty good build, so I guess we'll test it and see how well it actually works. But this hose itself holds up to 300 psi, and then if these gauges leak, I don't see any Teflon on here, so they might have used like Teflon paste, or maybe these are the tapered style fittings that kind of just seal itself once you tighten it. But if these have any leaks, I'll just open it up again, or open it up and then add some Teflon tape to seal it up. But aside from that, that's pretty much it for this video, and this will be in the description, the link to it at least, if you want to give it a try. And if you want to see us use it, then you could hop over to our Integra restoration series, and that's where we'll be using it to test the engine on the Integra. Thanks for watching.